Hi everyone, it's Heather today with a taste of home. I'm actually in the kitchen, but I'm not baking today. I thought I'd do something a little different. I'm preparing supper. Today I'm going to make homemade spaghetti, and it's something that we all do and have our own spin on things. And I thought I'd just invite you into my kitchen and show you how things are going down today. So just want to let you know I have my hamburger meat ready to put on the frying pan. And I've prepped my onions, mushrooms, and have some diced tomatoes and a couple bottles of sauce. Now I'm not making it from scratch. I've never done that, but I'm sure there are lots of people out there. And I do have fresh garlic, but I also buy the minced garlic at Costco. And I add my own spices, and I'll certainly let you know what spices I'm adding. So first of all, I'm going to chop up my onions. I use 3 big onions in spaghetti. I love onions in everything, and I just dice them. And yeah, so I'm sure everyone has their own way they prepare, and I'm not a professional chef. I'm originally from Newfoundland, and I love to cook a lot of the traditional meals like Jig's dinner, and like pastries and the old-fashioned traditional cakes and things like that. But my son is a Red Seal chef. He just recently received his Red Seal, so proud mama for sure. And yeah, so he has, I'm sure, lots of, I love critiques. He's after teaching me the proper way to chop things. And again, I have a big sharp knife there, but it scares me a little. And he can chop things really fast and different ways to chop things. Okay, so I'm almost finished with my onion here right now. And again, some of you might say, oh my God, she uses so much onion, but I love onion in things. Love it. Okay, so basically now my onion is already chopped, so I'm going to heat up the frying pan here, and I'm using olive oil right now. I'll just put a generous helping of olive oil. And when that heats up a little, I'll just add my onions. And now I'll just proceed to chop the peppers. And again, I'm just dicing things. If it's a little big, that's okay too. Some people put slices in there. Now, I like to dice them. And I basically put in spaghetti, a lot of things that I just have in my fridge. Right now, I need to go to the grocery store, so I need some celery. Some people put like broccoli and spinach and things, but I'm not that adventurous yet. So if you got some ideas of different veggies I could add to spaghetti, by all means, drop it in the comments there. And if you'd like to subscribe to my page, my YouTube page, or I also have a Facebook page, just a like and follow will go help me support what I do here. And I normally bake cakes, banana bread, banana chocolate chip loaves, cranberry orange loaves, muffins, and just like chocolate or vanilla, and decorate them for Christmas and things like that. And I have a little granddaughter. Unfortunately, I can't bring these things to daycare because a lot of kids have egg allergies and things like that. And but a lot of kids can't. To make a cupcake, for example, I can substitute applesauce for eggs, and that'll be when she gets a little bit older. She's only 2, so when they get a little bit older, Nanny's going to make some cupcakes and bring into her daycare class and eventually into her school classes. Okay, so now again, I'm just chopping up some fresh mushrooms, and it's just not real big, just small pieces. And again, I love fresh mushrooms, and people might ask me how much do I put in it. I just look at it and say, I think I could use some more mushrooms. There's no like a cup of mushrooms or anything like that. It's just however I feel today. Okay, and I just got a couple more mushrooms there. And again, if you have some suggestions of things that you have in spaghetti that I'm not using today, by all means, I'd love to hear from you. Because variety makes everything better. There's only a couple things I won't eat. I'm not a huge fan of sushi. My son loves it, and my stepdaughter loves it. I'll go with them, and I'll usually eat just a California roll or something like that. But yeah, I love to try new things. And my spouse is from Quebec, and I'm originally from Newfoundland, so got to try some of the different foods of the culture. Okay, So as you can see, I got all my mushrooms, my peppers, and my oil is warmed up now. So I'm just going to put my onions in first. Okay, let that fry up a little, and then I'll add some salt and pepper. Salt and pepper is a staple. And also I'm going to add some spices. Sorry, I should have had these picked out. Basil, oregano, parsley are my 3 go-tos. And also I mentioned earlier that we do garlic. And so now I'm going to turn on the burner for my hamburger meat. I have maybe 2 pounds of hamburger meat today. I do have some company coming for supper, so I always love to have a big pot of sauce. Okay, so I'm just going to add the hamburger meat. Excuse my back there, just got to wash my hands after dealing with some raw meat. And while this is heating up there, I'm just going to open my crushed tomatoes. Actually, these are diced tomatoes, not crushed. And if you're looking for a good can opener, I swear by this one. It's a Starfrit, and it's very reliable. And here in Quebec, we recycle everything. So when I'm finished with my cans and my bottles, I'll rinse them out and put them into our container there. And yeah, let's do what we can for the environment. So now I'm just going to mash up my hamburger meat, let that get ready. And again, this is my first video of cooking something in my kitchen, so I want to thank you for your patience, and I'm sure there'll be some hiccups along the way, but yeah, bear with me, and I'm sure we'll create some wonderful things together. So now that my veggies are starting to sizzle nice there, and my meat is starting to sizzle nice, I'll let my onions fry a little until they're transparent. And then I'll add my veggies. I don't like to add my peppers until a little bit later because I like a little bit of crunch in those when you're eating your spaghetti. Okay guys, I've changed the view for you right now. Right now I'm going to put my sauces into the pot. So we start with our diced tomatoes. And what I like to do, when you see you got some juices left in, I just like to pour a little bit of water in there. So basically just enough to stir around and clean off your can, because as my mom still says, waste not, want not. Okay? So that's just, now you got a clean jar there, and we'll rinse it out a little bit better though before we recycle it. And then now we have a couple of bottles of, to be honest, I picked up one of the cheaper ones today because like everyone, we're trying to save $1 here and there, and the sauce that I looked at originally was $8.99 a jar, and I said no, sorry. So this one was on sale. It's a Catelli Garden Select Garlic and Onion, and made in Canada as well. I like to support local if we can. And then $3.49 on sale. And again, with my bottles, I like to just add a little bit of water, not too much because you don't want to make your sauce too runny. And put your cover on again and just shake it up. Clean out the bottle. Okay. And then we got the same one here. And we'll just shake it up a little. Okay. Now let's put that back out of the way. And let's get our spatulas, and our meat is frying really nice. I try to buy a lean ground beef if I can, because there's not so much fat in it. This one seems to be pretty good. And a lot of times we buy our meats at Costco, so that you get a bigger package, and we just have our bags, and we do it up and put it in the freezer until we need it. Okay, that's coming along great. Now, as you've noticed, I haven't put any spices in yet. Okay, so here's our onions over here. Starting to brown, which I love. Okay, now I'm going to just turn the heat down a little bit. And now I'm going to add my mushrooms. Lots of mushrooms. And as I said earlier, I'll wait to put my peppers in because I don't want them to be too smushy. I want them to have a crunch. Okay, so now that the meat is well on the way, the mushrooms and onions are going along great, and a little thing I like to do as well, I like to add a little bit of water to my veggies. Not a whole lot, just enough to steam the mushrooms so it helps them cook better. Okay. So now I'm going to add basil. And again, I don't know really how to measure. I just throw in when it looks like enough. As you can see, I just put a whole bunch in there. And this is oregano. Wish you could smell that. I don't have any fresh in the house right now, so I always do buy package of spices, and if I'm at the supermarket and think about it, I'll certainly buy some fresh. Okay, so now the meat is coming along great. Now what I do, some people like to have a pot of sauce on the stove so you can add your sauce to your pasta. Personally, I grew up like this. My mom always did it, and I think she still does when she makes spaghetti. She mixes the pasta with the sauce, and you just take from the pan, prepared, ready to go. And then I have some garlic bread I'm going to serve with this, and no meal at Nanny's house is complete without something for dessert. So I have, my granddaughter loves fresh fruit and watermelon in particular, so I have some fresh watermelon in the fridge and some raspberries. And I live in Quebec and just across the river from Ottawa, and the season is coming up on us now. We'll be able to get fresh strawberries, peaches, and that's part of my favorite season of the year, is that we can get fresh fruit and vegetables. Okay, so just adding some pepper now, and some salt. Not too much salt, because there's salt and everything in the sauces and things like that. Same for the meat. Okay, so now the veggies are coming along really nice. And what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to add the peppers. And I almost forgot my garlic. So a nice, that's a heaping teaspoon of garlic. Never too much garlic. Let that fry up another little bit now, and I will let my sauce simmer on the stove for at least an hour. So it'll be very tasty. All the flavors will go through everything. Okay, my beef is ready. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pull my pot with my sauces in there ahead. Put my hamburger meat in my sauce, and let's give that a stir. So right now my pot is almost half full. Alright, and now I'm going to take my veggies off and just dump those in. this in. Okay. So now, my mom taught me well. Now when I'm finished here and let this simmer for a while, I'll clean up as I go along. And I'm going to let this simmer for a while. So as you can see, it's very tasty looking. And I wish you could smell it because it's amazing. And we'll also do, as I said earlier, we have garlic bread for supper as a side, and always something for dessert. And then I also grate up marble cheese, or there's also Parmesan cheese. My stepdaughter calls it stinky cheese, and I totally agree with her. But yeah, so I'll post a follow-up video to this one with the pasta cooked, and I want you to see. All right, thanks for watching, and this is Heather with Taste of Home, and I'd appreciate it if you could follow my Facebook page or subscribe to my YouTube page. Thanks. Have a great day, guys.